Good afternoon. This is Steve with Born Again Torinos, and uh, as you know, Torino number 44 has gone home to its owner. Tony has came and got it and took it home and says he's enjoying it. And I was experimenting with an idea, and I want to show you what I'm working on now. And this is a 1982 Trans Am. And I've wanted one of these for a while because I want to experiment with making a Knight Rider KITT Trans Am, but not go all the way on the inside like like a TV show, but rather do the outside to where it looks exactly like KITT. I don't know, first or second season, something like that. I haven't fully decided, but with the red light, the nose, and the piece that goes across the tail lights, the plexiglass, and on the inside, I would leave that to whoever ends up with this car to decide to do. That's not my wheelhouse or my skill level, but this is kind of like what I've been thinking about. Like, it's kind of fun to work on something other than a Torino for a change. Like, it was fun doing that 56 Chevy truck, and so let's give this a try. And this one has a 305 4-barrel automatic, and absolutely rust free. It does have some issues though. The hood was the wrong hood. The hood is supposed to have the scoop, the cowl induction type scoop up the back. This had the flat hood, so I've already taken that off. And the passenger fender was really rough, so I took that off already, but I'll show that to you. But man, oh man, look at this. Absolutely no rust. Just solid as can be. And maybe a few door dings. I don't even really see that. There's a few minor door dings in it. The polyurethane has a chipping, cracking thing here, a scuff, and the spoiler's fine. Now I'm still researching what it takes to have a Starsky or Starsky. See, that's my my mind. What should I call this? Should I call this because I have Torino number 44 done? Is this going to be KITT number 1? I don't know. It might be with the one and only one for me. But I really like the 3rd gen Camaros and Firebirds. I had back in the 80s. I think it was 2 years old, so it was probably 1984. I had a 82 Z28 pace car, and oh man, I loved it. It ran so perfect for me. It had the 305 with a 4-speed, and just not an issue. But it was almost brand new, and I hadn't had another 3rd gen since. And it's always been in the back of my mind. And now that it's so much later, 40 years later, I don't know. I don't know if this is a mistake. It could be a great thing. Parts seem to be pretty readily available. Unlike a Torino, you can actually buy things for this. And the nose, I've already, there's several companies that make the KITT nose and the red light that moves back and forth and all that stuff. And boy, it's not cheap. So I'll show you this. Also, I got with it a bunch of extra parts. One of them is this one tinted this glass, so I don't want this back window. And this has the rear defroster, which I guess the TV show car didn't have. But with this, I got a whole hatch and glass with the absolutely clear and no defroster back window. So this is the extent of, there's some surface rust. It's not even scale rust, it's just surface rust. Not a ding that I can see in the roof. The C-pillar's all nice. And again, the quarters, absolutely nothing wrong with the quarters or doors. I took the fender off, and there's a fellow, Saturday I'm picking up a fender and the correct hood. So I'll get that on hopefully right away. And this nose goes away because the previous owner had put this nose on it, and because this had to come off anyway, even if it was perfect, it had to go because this is where the fiberglass nose is going to go. And I have to find the wheels. It has the turbine wheels with the little plastic frisbee hubcap that just pushes on, and so I have to find those wheels. I think those might be, yeah, they're definitely harder than slot mags because they make brand new slot mags, but they don't make brand new turbine wheels. And the only dent, one dent in this car, right here. So it's a straight arrow. This poor Trans Am has spent its life outside. I doubt it spent much time in a garage. And it was an original silver with black stripe Trans Am, first year. And there's the power plant. And it seems to run really decent, except it needs a major tune-up. And the passenger, and I'm thinking it's the exhaust manifold. The exhaust manifold makes a horrible racket. Cold, and then it simmers down a bit when it warms up, but that loud ticking sound that comes from a broken exhaust manifold. So it's really cool. I look on eBay, there's a ton of them, and they're like $60 shipped, so that's nice. And other than that, it fires right up. I'm sure I'm going to find other things. I'm probably going to have to do brakes and shocks, because when I drove it home, if I hit a bump, I'd hear a thump sounded like the shocks were worn out. The lights pop up beautifully, like they should. And I'm excited to get the correct hood on soon. Sadly, we are heading into, it's been great. Like today is 49 degrees, and I'm out all day in a t-shirt because I love cold weather working, because I don't know if it's because I'm Norwegian, but I work well in cold weather, but not freezing cold weather. And we're supposed to get, I think Saturday, we're supposed to be 8 degrees, 9 degrees at night. So I won't be doing much work out here below 40 degrees because it's not a heated shop. It has the correct seats, factory seats for KITT. These are the right PMD seats, and the fellow I got it from put in a brand new headliner. He did an awesome job, and all the gauges work but the temp gauge. And I'm gonna go YouTube how to remove window tinting, because someone put the stupid strip across the front, and I'll get that off, and then I'll peel the one off the back, just because I hate dark interiors. So it looks pretty good. Door panels are all nice. Yeah, I'm not doing a rotisserie, but it's got all the right stuff, almost. It will when I get the hood. So now you kind of know what I'm going to try to do. It's got the factory exhaust on it. The glass is aged, appropriate for the car. I think there's just, the windshields are cheap, but this has some chips in it. But the rest of the glass seems to be fine. You know, just minor scratching from age. What else? It's going to be interesting to work on the engine. But there you go. Boy, it sure fits in here easier than a Torino does. It's so much smaller than a Torino. And a Torino technically is a mid-size 70s car. And it's almost 20 feet long. And this, man, it's home on the range in here. And these hood hinges, I already took the one off the other side. Every shock is shot. So the hood wouldn't stay up. The hatch, which seems to weigh as much as 1,000,000 suns. I could work out with that doing military press on the hatch, but I'm getting new shocks, and that'll hold up these monstrosity hood and hatch. I have a feeling I'm going to run into other things. I think the previous owner said that the power steering pump leaks. One thing I'm pretty sure I'm going to do is remove, well, the air conditioning is froze, so I'm going to take the air off. Smog pump, take that off. All the normal smog stuff I'm going to remove. And all the air stuff, because I need to be able to get to this, and I'm not gonna restore that, but it'll be for the next owner. I'll have all that if they want to get the air working. They probably not want to put the smog pump on, but it looks like someone's rebuilt the carb as well, but I think I have to rebuild it because it's spotless. When you take the air cleaner off, it looks almost new. Unless he just cleaned it really well, I don't know. But it needs a rebuild. And a friend of mine who lives down the street has a 76, and I think it's a Super Duty 455. And he's built it up. It's 4-speed Trans Am. And it's all black and 4-speed and pretty. And he came over and helped me get the hood off the other day, and he was mentioning that there's a sensor that runs from the carburetor to an O2 sensor, even though this doesn't really have a computer that I know of, not like modern cars. And he says that change that out and it'll probably run better. He says regardless, just change it out. So I'll look under there on the exhaust and see if there's a dongle for an O2 sensor and switch that. But I've already seen a bunch of loose vacuum hoses and stuff like that. I'm not sure why people disconnect vacuum hoses. I don't know. Seems like they'd be there for a reason. The tires are oversized, so they get to go bye-bye. Those are American Racing wheels. Super ugly. Has a good stance. Anyway, there we go. Kit number 1. Let me know your thoughts. I know KITT's supposed to have T-tops, but there doesn't seem to be any shortage of replicas out there, and some of them are using non-T-top cars, and even though it's not TV correct, but you know, what can you do? I'm not going to cut the roof out and put T-tops in. It's just supposed to, what I'm thinking is it's going to be a fun car for me, and then a fun car for somebody to just goof around with, and have that KITT look. Well, that's it. This has been Steve with Born Again Torinos / Born Again KITT Night Rider, I guess, at least for now. Thanks for watching, and let me know your thoughts. This has been Steve, and thank you, and good night.